Hey everybody. Okay, so I decided to do this video outside. And I decided to do it outside because I wanted you to see the color in my hair. Because that's what I'm going to start this video about today, this color. So if you follow, then you know that I did a set in January, late January, with extensions. It was so beautiful. I love it. I miss it. And then I took it out maybe 2 months in, and in March I did another set. So today I started my third retie, and I'll tell you why I'm doing my reties so frequently. 2 reasons. But first, let's talk about the color, and then we'll get back to the reties. All right. So yes, 2 months in, I was very much afraid, but I was so tired of that dark look. And I was watching Microlocs Mastery, and there was a woman with red hair, and she was 2 months in, and she was cleared to do her roots or whatever. So I said, okay, well, 2 months in, that must mean that it's not going to unravel so much. But even if it does, I'm a DIYer, baby. So how bad could it be? Something that I couldn't repair. It's the benefit of being DIY. So I just went ahead and did it. So let's talk about it. Let's see here. I think I not lost, but I had to retighten about 12 locks. Only about 12 locks slipped. But this is where I am now. At the 1st of June, pretty much. I think today is like May 31st or something. Here's the side that I've redone. And I want to call to your attention the motion that's in this side. And I'm not quite sure. And I'm going to tell you what I did differently on this side of my hair. And I'm going to do it on the rest of my head, as a matter of fact. So anyway, this is what it looks like when it's time to retie, right? Let's go back. I'm going to talk about the retie yet. This is what I use to color my hair. So this is Matrix. I wanted this time, instead of using box color, I wanted to use professional color. So since I own salons, I still have some professional accounts. I went on over to Salon Centrics and got Matrix. And this is for the coily hair, so natural hair color. And I used HD, red, and 6RC, red copper. And I mixed these two together. So now what I did first was, because I wanted some highlights, right? I colored some of the hair in just the red copper. I put those in first. I banded all of my hair. So I had like 12 sections in my head with rubber bands. And I pulled out of those rubber bands different strands, and I put the red copper on those strands first. It didn't really turn out the way I wanted it to turn out. I wanted it to be lighter, but that has something to do with being dark and the color that I previously put on my hair before I did the first install. So now, some of you may not know, and you need to know now, that when you use reds, they kind of fade out to brown. So I had like this sandy brown color a little bit on my hair, and I just didn't like it. I'm used to having color, and I happen to think that it makes me, it dates me. I look older, so I like color. At some point, I'm going to go back and make my highlights lighter in my hair. Probably do different strands or something like that to make them a little lighter, now that I know I can do it. But what I want you all to know is that coloring your starter locks is very doable. I just did it. I did. See that? I did. Y'all see my color? I'm out here so you can see my color. Go back and look at another video and you'll see. All right. So now let's talk about the reties. Well, I do my reties as needed. For instance, you know, I may shampoo, because I shampoo just about every other week. I do. because I'm a DIYer. So I don't have to wait until, I get to somebody to do my hair. So, and I don't have to pay $200 to do it, or $150 or whatever, the going rate is. It's just me. So I did this side today. It took me about 2 hours because I was watching Bridgerton. The new season is so good. So anyway, I retied this side in about 2 hours. Yeah, about 2 shows. And I've been keeping my grid pretty good. Now, in my first retie, I did not use my 3-way mirror. I just felt my way through the entire head, right? And I was satisfied with it. But I found out, it didn't take long. It was time for me to do my second retie, and I decided I wanted to use my mirror. And that's when I found out the problems that I've been causing for myself by just going in and retying. When they slip a little bit, I take them back up, especially back here in the back. So they come out a lot. They slip, not come completely out, but slip a little bit back there in the back. Well, my grid was, a little jacked up back there. So I found myself straightening up my lines, and I lost some hair doing that. Like right up in here is very thin. In here, this is where I lost the most hair, trying to make those lines. Instead of taking the locks out, I was just trying to like pull hair like I see in the videos. And then I realized, I was doing too much of the wrong stuff. So I started taking them loose, and redoing them. So that being said, I got used to redoing my locks. And so you'll notice that, like, see this little skinny one right here? That's one that I've redone somewhere along the way, right? So I have a lot of those in my head. I think now I've even separated some that I thought were too big into 2 locks. So that changes my grid a little bit. But now I think I started with like 407 locks, 409 locks. Now I think I have about 415 locks because I've split some of them. And I'm okay with that. You see, when they start swelling, then you can see what size they're going to be. And I could physically feel that they were larger than I wanted them to be. Not that I want my entire head to be the same, all my locks to be the same size, because, if I want that, I have sister locks, right? I didn't want to be that uniform. I want to do what fits my head, and do what I like aesthetically. So, I have some that are smaller than others and some that are a little larger than others. But then there are those that were just really big. So anyway, going back in and redoing my hair. Also, I saw this young lady. She has a great channel. She had cancer. Grew her hair back with this new texture that she has after cancer. And after her chemo. And her hair is just beautiful. But she had this side-by-side video of her microlocs and her sister locks. And I noticed that the motion in the sister locks was different. And that was because on her microlocs, she left out more hair. There was more, you see how this side is much looser? So I'm going through and tightening, my locks closer to the ends so that it's not so frizzy when I shampoo and stuff like that. It's very frizzy. And I don't really like that too much. So, yeah, I'm doing this now. And okay, so that being said, you'll see that, also when you tighten it, if you decide to do this, to, cut down on all those loose ends, being so long, like maybe I had 1.5 inches or so on some of them with loose ends, and I just didn't want that anymore. Because, when I first started researching, everybody was trying to preserve their curly ends, but there's a science and it's just madness to it, so anyway, that made my locks skinny again. So some of them are fluffy and some of them are skinny. I intend to do my entire head like this to make them all skinny again and start from wherever they are. There's some really, really tiny ones in there. See that little teeny weeny one back there somewhere? You see them in there. They're all really skinny. Yeah, so those locks haven't been redone, all of them, but they're tightened up. And some of them have been redone. I think maybe altogether I may have about 30 locks that I've physically, taken out and redone them, restarted them. So I got all kind of stuff going on in here. But this doesn't have to be you. This is me. I'm a DIYer. I do what I want to do. Right? Okay. So anyway, that's what I've done. So now let's talk about what I'm using in my hair. So in one of my videos, I explained that I use a product that I made, and it's pretty good. It's distilled water as the base. I tried it with, I made some rose water, but it put a film on my hair and it was terrible. And so anyway, most days I'll spray with the rose water. I'll mix with the rose water, and then I'll use my product. You know, let the rose water dry and use my product that I make. And every, I would say, maybe 4 to 5 days or so, I'll put some oil in my hair. So I use that Wild Grow. I put like a nickel size in the middle of my hand, or maybe not quite a nickel size, but more than a dime, and then rub that on my ends. But at my roots, I use the hair growth oil hair growth serum by Hollywood Hair Bar, and I use that because it really worked. Once before I started my initial locks, my hair was so thin around. Oh man, it was so bad. And you know, by the time I got ready to do my first set, my hair was thick. It was full, and that was all Hollywood Hair Bar. I was wearing braids, and between my braiding sessions, I would, you know, have my braider do scalp braids for me, and I treat my scalp the entire month or so that I'm wearing the scalp braids with the wig on top, and it worked. That's all I can say. And I'm not advertising for Hollywood Hair Bar. I'm just telling y'all what I use and what worked for me. It may not work for you, but it worked for me. So anyway, I laid off on the rose water and just used distilled water in my product. And then I went to TJ Maxx and I found some little spray, and it was like $6 rose water. So I tried it, and it feels so glorious on my hair. So then I had to start trying to find it in a larger quantity, because I went back to TJ Maxx and it was all gone like in 2 days. It was just gone. I was freaking out. So I found first this one on Amazon. I'll put the link for it in the description box. Anyway, I found this one for like $22, and it is about 32 ounces. Yeah, 32 ounces of rose water. And so today I'm trying this one, which they both feel really good. This one is more conditioning, I think it feels, but they both say 100% rose water. Nothing else added in the ingredients. And then I have this one. This one was about $29, and it is 42 ounces. I got this one from my sister, and I just decided to try a little bit of it because I'm about to do my sister's locks. Hey, y'all, listen. So my sister has hair, I think it's at the base, at the bottom of her bra strap. And it's very thick, and her strands are very thick. So her hair is very dense, and her strands are very thick. And I am about to do her locks. I'm anticipating doing somewhere between maybe $875 and $1,000 locks on her head. I know that's a big jump in there, but I think that's where I'm going to be, somewhere in there with her locks. And I'll probably do them during the month of July. It's going to take me about 6 days, I'm estimating. I bought some, you know, gear for my hands and all kinds of stuff so that I can protect myself while I'm doing her hair, because she is so ADD. I intend to do about 5 hours a day. Anyway, I put the rose water and my oil into these 2 sprayers, and this is what I use: the rose water and my product. On my hair, I use them once a day, every day. Then I want to tell you about the tool that so this is, again, let me show y'all this. This is my lock box. My actual lock box, right? So in here, yeah, let me open it up. This is my foolishness, y'all. Foolishness, right? And I have so much in here. I put my sprays in here. I have a whole lot of beads that I found, but you know, all of my clamps and things that I'll need. Oh, and let me show you something. I have compiled all these different lock tools, and I'm trying everything out to see what works best. So far, this one is one of my favorite tools here. There's another one. Yeah, okay, so these two are my favorite tools. Favorite tools right here. I see a lot of people using different tools, so I buy stuff to try it. Here's a wooden tool. Here's one that's longer and more pointed, and I make mistakes with this one more often than I do the others. But yeah, so I try different tools. I'm sorry about that in my eye. That was crazy. Something flew down, I think. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so I try different tools, and these two are my favorite. This one because it's smaller and it goes in my hand, you know, I can work it really well. But this one because it's not so sharp, but it's a different feel. The weight or something is very comfortable, and it helps, you know, a lot. So anyway, this is my lock box. These are my tools. My favorite, and I've tried a lot of different lock tools. Those are my parting tools, I'm sorry. But here's my favorite. This one right here. See, it's a little, I don't want to drop it. Yeah, there. This one is, I think the company is called, I don't know, Happy to be Nappy or something like that. Yeah, I really like this tool. I like it a lot. I ordered for my sister the In-Toy lock stick that she has, that green one. I really think it's going to work well, and I ordered well, I'm actually making my own bracelet based off some of that I've seen already. You know, if I can make them, then I ain't buying them. I don't have to pay for them. Anyway, yeah, I like that one, and I like this little tool here. Now, I ordered some from Etsy. There's a company there on Etsy based out of Atlanta, and they have like one little loop. I'm going to try that one on my sister. I think that it's going to work really well because her hair is longer, so I don't need these tiny tools with her hair. And I think that, because I read in the reviews, someone said they used it for their sister locks, and it's a rubbery little, yeah, I'm going to give it a try, and I'll let you guys know how that works. I'll bring it on and let you see it and everything, and, you know, go from there. But this is basically to tell you that you can color your hair, you know, all you DIYers out there. Yeah, you can color your hair long before it locks, and you're not gonna have a problem. But don't play in it so much, because I play in my hair a lot, so that's why my locks look so freaking different from one to the next. Before, they were all fluffy and pretty and curly, and kind of, you know, they look like they were in the same family. Now they look like they're in the same family, but they may not be siblings anymore. They like, I got some cousins and some god sisters and god brothers up in here, stuff like that, because some of them are kind of long and straight, not curly on the ends. I've had to cut. Oh, that's another thing. I've been growing the balls now, so I have balls, and I take the balls off. I don't want the balls. I just don't. There's a lot of motion going on in my hair. It has gotten extremely short now. It's shrunk so much. Did a little bit of shrinking in the beginning, but now it's like to my head. And it's locking. The ones that I take out, I can tell because I'm losing these little loose pieces of hair in there. So I know that my hair is beginning to lock. And I'm just over 2 months. I think it's about hair texture. And this is coming from a person who oils her hair. I only shampoo with a clarifying shampoo that I really like. I'll show that in my next video. But it's Shea Moisture, apple cider, and castor oil. It's really good. I like that one, and Uncle Funky's clarifying shampoo. I like those two. So I switch between the two, and they really feel good. When I shampoo, I only spray mist a little rose water while my hair is still wet, and it gives it so much body. But even without the rose water, that shampoo, the Shea Moisture shampoo, gives my hair so much body, and the wind just takes it away. Right now, it's weighted, but, you know. So anyway, I want to show before I close, because we're at 20 minutes already. My hair is just all over the place. You see how loose this is, this one? So when I do it this time, I'm going to lock all of that down to about right here. All of that. There's just no reason to leave it. I don't want to leave it. I don't care to have loose ends like that. And I have one back here that has lost the loose ends, and it is locking. You see what I'm saying? You see that? That's what my hair is doing. So when people say, oh, you're not going to lock because you're oiling and this and that, it may impede it some. I'm not sure, but I'm just over 2 months in, and I am locking. So, you know, I keep saying that with my hair, I'm going to listen to my hair, listen to my scalp, and what it tells me to do is what I'm going to do. I locked my son's hair. He said, Mom, it took me about a year for all of my hair to lock. Well, it's different for everybody, because here I am, and it is happening. Here I am. So, yeah, so some of what people go through, you'll experience. Other things will be unique to you. This is definitely unique to me. Look at these little skinny behind locks in here somewhere. Look at them in there. Really, I mean, I just, they look like I started all over, some of them, but, you know. So there's some that have like little holes in them all the way through, and we're going to talk about that in another video, because I saw exactly what happens when it starts to bunch and how I can help the bunching. Let me tell you what I do. I take my little tool and I start locking my hair in that bunch. You know, put the tool in, pull the hair through the holes, pull it through the holes. That's what I did to all of these that are tiny like this. I went back and tightened them. Not that I had holes in all of them, but, you know, I was trying to make, you know, extend the interlock further down. So that's what I did. And in doing so, it's the same technique for when you have holes. I see the holes and I fill them. So I'm going through one by one, paying attention. I don't know how well it's going to do on the back. You know, I got to get up in that mirror. So this is probably going to take me a long time back here in the back. But it's all good. It's all good. You know? Okay. So I've given you, oh, one more thing. When you're, let me tell you a secret too. I hear people say, oh, I forget where I stopped. You know, because when you're DIYing, you get distracted, you stop, your arms hurt, all kinds of stuff. You want to go back to that lock to finish it. I always finish with the locks going down. When I stop to do something in my hair, I stop with the locks going in one direction, whatever direction that's going to be. So maybe I stop at 9 o'clock, because here's 12, 9, 6, 3. 12, 9, 6, 3, right? So I'll put one in at 9 and leave it there. I know that I don't have to remember anything except to start at 6 and complete my rotation. There you go. Now, when I do my reties, I know that my last rotation point was 12 o'clock. So then I start at 9 again, because I do the reverse 4-point rotation. So I start at 9 again. When I start my locks, you know, for the retie, I start at 9 o'clock and I go around the clock, because I know that's where I stopped. When you don't do that, you cause spaces, and you have to go back in there and, you know, loop and correct those spaces. Okay. So I think for the most part, I am going to have the video going while I do my sister. Maybe I'll go live for some hours or whatever. So, okay, stay tuned. Bye, everybody, and peace to your journey.